What's going on, traders? Welcome to my stream. This week is in the books. I pretty much examined the data for this week. I recognize the fact that I had about 4 green days in a row, and the fifth day, it seems like I didn't. I traded more on Thursday. I actually traded from 7 a.m. till about 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. So it was like a 10-hour shift. Next thing you know, I show up on Friday. I look at my whoop score. It's like 40%. I didn't trade. It seems like I didn't sleep that well that night. And soon enough, I had, like two or three max losses in a row. So going on with my data, of course, for educational purposes only as usual. This is kind of like my data. So I was looking at my Whoop score here on Friday. Seems I've gotten a 43% recovery. And you can see here that this is kind of like my trading when I had a 46% recovery. Max loss, broker issues, and did not stop out. So this is very actually common for traders to, have a huge win and then you're fatigued and you pretty much get tired. So we're gonna go on, most of the days that we did trade that week, because obviously, there's money to be lost since I lost. So I made initially some money and then I pretty much lost a bunch. So HCWB came in on Monday, nice downtrend break. I buy it after 10-minute hold. We go up to 750. I take around a $15 gain, and that put me up green. Next ticker is caps. I buy the downtrend break, and soon enough we have a flush here. And I didn't try it a second time, so I respected my rules not to trade it two times. Then Thar came into the action. This was a daily, broke yesterday's high of 525. We hit around $9. I actually didn't buy it. I don't know why. I should have stuck around after 10:30 and traded it because it went from 5 to 9. So I'll definitely be more active on the first day of the week, which is Monday. And then soon enough, OPAD ran in the middle of the day. We popped up. VWAP reclaim. We had a wedge pattern, and pretty much we went all the way up to 5. So I should have, stuck around on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I should have stuck around on Monday. Pretty much, I'm still up on that day. I should have stuck around and traded these tickers. Soon enough, I did not. Next day, I actually traded this ticker AIFF 2 times, and that was bummer because I shouldn't have done that. Let's see. So ALLR. So IVVD was a 90 milli float or 70 milli float that gapped up over 100%. This eventually did sell off, so I should have taken some short. I did not. The chat room was very bullish on a lot of tickers. ALLR, I made a couple of videos. This is kind of like my fault because the chat was very bullish on every single ticker on Tuesday based on the tickers that ran Monday. So we had 4 tickers running insanely on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we had the back side of most of these tickers. ALLR ended up selling off. I bought a few times on the upside. Eventually, I flipped short. And then I finished up the day green, even though majority of the people in the chat room, some people were screaming for 5 or 7 or 10 based on this FDA fast track. FDA fast track is not really the greatest news on earth. So soon enough, I also traded AIFF. AIFF, this was the hardest thing to swallow because it made a higher high intraday here and then slammed 60 cents and then pretty much that was the biggest drop that I've ever seen. We had a downtrend, and then I buy it again. So I had 2 stop losses on this ticker. Ended up being a pretty big loss, but then again, I made my gain back. And then you had Hollow here. I should have taken this short because the news was anticipates 230 million or something. So that's I bought it and sold it for like 10 cents, and I kind of left it at that. So I ended up finishing up the day green that day. The next ticker. So this is kind of like the chat room has its own mind. The majority of the chat is pretty much this is kind of like they were overexcited on AIFF since it had Tesla news, and soon enough, you can see ALLR here had Tesla news. They were their product was pretty much going to be approved in Tesla vehicles, and pretty much it sold off. So everybody was overly optimistic. Sorry, this one, AIFF. Sorry, this one had Tesla news. So everybody was overly optimistic. Nvidia news. I'm sorry. See right here. Fireline launches AI-powered Clear platform to deliver cleaner. So this ended up being AIFF right here. AIFF. Everybody was overexcited about AIFF because it had Nvidia news or Tesla news or something. They were actually very excited about ALLR. So people were screaming five. So it was definitely a disconnect between the over optimistic chat and my opinions. So usually on Tuesday you have over 100% gainers that usually sell off most of the time. We're not really in a strong market. So the chat were overly optimistic about these tickers, and I think most of the traders that try to trade AIFF got bagged, and most of the traders that did hold on long ALLR got bagged as well. The other ticker that was pretty much HKPD was another ticker that moved here in the middle of the day. This is, I kind of bought it at like 215, and then it came back, and you should always sell for flat. You should, I did have around, I don't know, 40 cents win. It was a little bit volatile this week, I would have to say. But soon enough, I did finish the day up green right here, and then pretty much we have another couple of tickers here. So what I want to get you guys to see is that shit is possible at any time. NBY was my greatest win for Wednesday. As you can see, so here NBY, I actually traded it very correctly. Bought at 145, sold at 180, and then I flipped short, and then I made some money back. Which I made some more money. And that was pretty epic. And STSS, let me see, STSS, I actually did buy it at like 14.5, and then it came back to 14.5, so I didn't lock in profits. I was a little bit oversized, not taking profits, not taking stop losses. And then you have AZTR here that pretty much I was trying to go long in it, and these things were just popping and selling off. So the majority of the tickers this week have sold off at the open. Like, I don't know, I've seen any stock or any ticker that pretty much gapped up over 50-60%, and then the market opened at 9:30 and they kept going, unless it was Monday. Majority of them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're all selling, or Friday, they all sold off. The gappers over 70% or even 100%, they all sold off. So that was just bummer. So now we're going on to, this is Wednesday. We got NBY, which we traded pre-market. We got STSS that moved in the middle of the day. We have INHD, which I bought it correctly, and then I should have had a huge profit since I could have sold it at 7. And then you had Devs, the backside of the move. And then you have AZTR. AZTR was a ticker that I thought were going to get some movement because we had huge 100 million in volume that day. So I thought the 100 million is going to counteract the 25 million. But it seems like there were a lot of naked short sellers in this ticker. There were, I don't know, there were, I mean, in order it's not like there were resistance. I don't know who was selling, but they were continuously just selling. About 100 million from the, once we hit 150 down to 95. About 100 million is just this seller just didn't let it go. So moving on to Thursday. Thursday is when I had my big move. CWD, I traded on the front side. 220 went up, 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 went up. So at CWD, I had a huge gain in CWD. I think it was a 10K win, and then I even shorted at 330, and then we went back to the backside. SPRC, I actually traded this stock short, but I only made $1, and then it ended up being a bottomless pit kind of ticker. And the next ticker is ASTI. ASTI, I should have, respect the stop loss, once it hits 250. And I actually held it longer than I should. So Thursday I did trade better. If I look at my sleep on Thursday, you can see that I had pretty good sleep on Thursday, pretty good sleep on Wednesday. So on Wednesday I was green, on Thursday I was green, on Tuesday I had, a little red there. And then on Friday, when I did not sleep, you can see so here that I have max loss, did not stop out, and broker issue. So due to the fact that my sleep, I think it was at 43% based on my Whoop price action, I had a hard time focusing on rules. And that's kind of was a bummer. So let's see. So IPDN, I go long and then I actually flip short. I should never flip short on a stock that's moving, out of the gates like this, especially if it breaks. I should have never went short in this ticker at all. That hit my maximum loss from the backside, even though it went straight up to 10. And Duo IPDN came out of the blue. And I buy it at like 350, sell at 5 or 480, and then I flip short and then pretty much give some of my profit and then take a loss on it. So that was just not the thing. Nuke, I bought around 490. We hit 580, and it ended up selling off more like a dead cat bounce. But the other ticker, Duo, I overtraded a bunch of times, and it was just I was sizing in a little bit too much, sizing out, and initially I thought it was going to be a short at 250, and it wobbled over 250, under 250. It didn't really go, nor it went back down. It was just it went up by, I don't know, 25 cents after 220. So it was actually, this was choppy. Duo was choppy. So I had a broker issue. I did not stop out in SMX. SMX here, we had a first green day bounce to break 280. And instead of stopping out, I actually held a little longer than I should. And so those are like kind of like pretty a lot of big mistakes over here. Obviously I did have 5 green days in a row, and due to my, I think, a little bit no sleep. As you can see on my Whoop score, I ended up eating a red day that day, which was you can see I had 43% recovery on my Whoop on Friday, and I was unable to respect my max loss or stop out or have broker issues. So this was pretty much a red day. So you can see that your performance does vary whether or not you had a good night's sleep or you did not. This is actually, and you do need to have that maximum stop loss, because one of these days you're going to show up and you're not going to respect it. You're not going to sleep. And soon enough, you're going to have a big wreck day. And that's just the nature of the game. Anyway, that's about it. I'll see you guys next week. We're gonna be posting nightly videos from the last 4 years for my other YouTube channel that got deleted. So make sure you stay subscribed. Other than that, if you want to take advantage of our, right now we're doing our what kind of sale we're doing? Labor Day sale. Right about here. Labor Day sale right about here. It's gonna be only for about 12 more hours, 15 minutes and 23 seconds, which you can pretty much take advantage of half off. So that's about it. That's kind of like it. Even though I had 4 days in a row that were green, there was one day and was just tired and blew through all my stops. That's just something you will have to deal with because it does happen to any of you at any time. So that's a learning lesson for you guys. Other than that, see you all in my next video. Peace out.